yesterday's men's final in Wimbledon was the highest rated ever.
Was it really?
Yeah, guess so.
Wow.
What do you think about, what does that say about the state of tennis right now?
Well, that's fantastic. That just shows what great champions that we have in the sport. I mean, Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer are just two of the most amazing champions in terms of how they handle themselves off court, and then how they play, they take it to another level. But I think that's really great for women's tennis. You know, we have a great champion in Serena Williams. It'd be great if we could get one or two more young American stars up there, and I think then women's tennis would be in a really, really great place.
And what's your role kind of on and off the court as a recognizable American player?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know what my role is anywhere anymore, but I feel very proud to have, you know, been at the top of women's tennis, and especially one of the top Americans for 15 years or so. And I was very fortunate that I had a lot of great role models in front of me. And hopefully, like I said, we'll have some more players coming through, and there's a bunch of us that are kind of done playing that Monica Seles, myself, among others, to hopefully get some the next generation up there.
You said done playing, or mixed doubles? Is that what we're up to now? Are you going to do some more of that?
No, that was just for fun at Wimbledon with a great friend of mine, Bob Bryant. He was very, very sweet to play with me. But I really was playing that because I was practicing a little bit for team tennis, and it was a lot of fun. But you know, focused right now on team tennis, and then a busy summer with a lot of TV stuff, which I'm excited about. And so hopefully I can still play at a good level. We'll see.
What do you get out of playing in this league?
Well, first of all, my main reason for playing is always Billie Jean. Absolutely love her. She was a huge part of my tennis career, being my Fed Cup captain for so many years. And she exposed me to almost a different mindset, not only about tennis, but about life. And, you know, they introduced me to team tennis back when I was 17. I played my first season, which seems like way too long ago. But it's a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed playing, and it was no different when Alana and Billy and I were talking about it back at Smash Hits in early December. And it was something I wanted to do. And basically, it's the only time you get to play as a team, with the men and the women working together. So I'm excited about that. I'm playing 8 matches, so really it's the next 2 weeks. And we'll see how we do in St. Louis.
Also, keep going. You're always known as very straightforward, honest type of interviews, so it's been a natural.
I very much enjoyed it. I feel like I'm learning a ton every tournament that I get under my belt. It's not easy to be in a TV role in a commentary position, and especially a lot of the players are still my friends. So sometimes I feel like I know maybe too much and can't say it. And then of course you have to be, you don't want to be too critical. But I feel like I'm in a really great position. I've played most of the players now at the top of women's tennis. I know what it's like to play them. I also know I'm very recent in the sport. I remember how tough it is, in the third set or on break point. And hopefully I offer a perspective that the tennis fans like to hear.
Is this something you thought you would always do?
I don't know. It was something that I've enjoyed more than I thought I would. And it's been a very nice step into a second career that's still involved in tennis. I love the sport. I love watching it, and I would be watching it at home regardless if I was involved, for the rest of my life. I will be. But yes, it has surprised me how much I've enjoyed remaining attached to the game.
Yeah. Does it replace the thrill at all? Will you ever be able to replace the thrill of playing?
You can't replace the thrill, but at a certain point, I'm not sure how much you want to. I love playing and I love being at the top, but there's a certain satisfaction of where my life is at and the commitment that it would take, or if it's even possible, that I just can't do. But I still like being attached, and it was a huge excitement to be at Wimbledon, and look forward to hopefully doing some more.
Yeah.
When you saw you were coming back to Springfield, what was your reaction?
It was good. For team tennis, I've always loved it. And it was funny, even just in the car here, all of a sudden, all these memories came flooding back of when we played Fed Cup here in '02. And you don't necessarily put it all together when you see a team tennis schedule. You know, kind of look at the cities you're going to and how many nights a row you're playing back to back to back, and then all of a sudden we landed, and it was like, oh my gosh, I remember that week, and a lot of great memories came back. We had a really fun week. You know, another great memory with Billie Jean and also Monica. So it is nice to be back, albeit I'm only here 7 hours. It was nice driving back into the stadium.
Team tennis provides such a different atmosphere, from the interactivity with the fans to the autographs for the kids afterwards. How does that play into your role as kind of promoting tennis?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I love to do it, is because it has a different vibe than a normal tournament does, and it's fun. You know, I'm not expecting to be playing like top 10 in the world tennis, but I think with the team aspect and getting you know, kids out there to watch it and have fun and joke around and get the crowd involved. Obviously, we're still competitive, but that's the whole reason for team tennis, is to try and grow the sport and to try and bring tennis to different communities, and especially what we're working on now is just getting more children to play tennis, and hopefully, you know, that's how we get our next generation of stars, and you know, hopefully I help in some capacity.
What did winning in Atlanta go up for you, as your career or personally, or both?
Yeah, I mean, it was really the victory that catapulted me the most, and that was when I really came into my own and started developing more self-confidence and more belief in myself, not only as a player but as a person. And then I got a taste of what it was like to win, and wanted to accomplish that more. A huge step in my career, and wouldn't have happened if I didn't have Billie Jean there by my side, for sure. And a great memory. It's almost surreal. I don't really remember much of it. It just was kind of a blur. But it's something I made my family awfully proud. My dad was also an Olympian, and also something that I look forward to introducing my children to. You know, probably 10 years or so, the Olympics and what it's about, and you know, instill in them hopefully the love of sports.
Yeah, your family connection to the Olympics was really strong during
Yeah.
that period, wasn't it?
Yeah, very strong. My dad was in the Olympics in 1968 for volleyball. In 1984, the Olympics were in Los Angeles, and both my parents worked there. And my sister and I were taken to an event every day. That was not by my parents because they were working, but by you know, relatives or babysitters. And my parents provided me that opportunity. I remember sitting there watching opening ceremonies at home, and my dad explaining to me what the torch was and how it's a secret, someone lights it, and everything about it in different countries. And I knew I always wanted to be a part of that.
If we made you pick one moment in your professional career or playing career, can you pick one, or give us a top 3 maybe, top 1?
While the Olympics was great, you know, it means much more in the tennis world. In the sports world, the Olympic medal is the biggest deal, the gold medal, but in the tennis world, it's a Grand Slam title. And I change frequently between the U.S. Open and Wimbledon when I get asked this question. And I normally settle on the U.S. Open because it was my first. And there's always a dream that you win a Grand Slam when you start playing tennis. You can't get away from that. That is what the sport is all about. So that was always the goal, and I never, even though I was a good player developing into a great player, whatever that means, I still wasn't sure if I was going to be able to accomplish that goal. And that is the one where I just felt like I achieved my dream. And you know, very few people get to say that and experience that, and it's, you know, it's one of my most proud victories.
Did your career exceed your expectations?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I didn't think growing up that I would be a Grand Slam champion or one in the world, and you know, I still felt like I managed to kind of maintain a normal life and come out of the tennis world, which can be kind of tough sometimes, in a really good place. So everything about my career pleases me. Sometimes, of course, you wish, oh, I wish I had won that match or had done that, or I wish I had been healthy for that year, but overall I have no regrets.
Isn't it